There are right now major rumors that the US government has sold off over $6.5 million worth of Bitcoin just moments before the first pro-crypto president will be taking office. And on today's update video, I will be exactly break down these rumors. I'm going to be talking about it, what is currently happening with Bitcoin, because yes, we are seeing a significant dump towards the downside ever since we hit 102,000 US dollars. And I'm going to be talking about the most important support and resistance levels ahead of ourselves right now here. This very important consolidation pattern, which we are right now creating on the daily time frame, and much more will be getting discussed on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. And since the major news is of course that the US government likely sold off 69,000 Bitcoins, I'm straight away going to be breaking down this news here. So basically earlier this morning, this news came out because basically the balance of the US government wallet has changed. And this went viral all over Crypto Trader. And right now, of course, I have done some more research about it. And yeah, I'm going to be clearly breaking down what exactly happened. So basically a couple days ago here, the DOJ cleared to sell $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin seized from Silk Road here. And they literally got the allowance only yesterday to start selling, and potentially they have already sold all of it since their wallet has changed. At least that was what's said on Crypto Twitter. So just 11 days before the first pro-crypto president will take office, the US government decided to sell off their Bitcoin. This is no coincidence. They are trying to suppress the Bitcoin price ahead of his moment before he goes into office. But then I started to do some more research, and if we're going to be looking at the Arkham website, where you can see basically the data and also the exact holdings from their portfolio, we're seeing that they're still holding all their Bitcoin. So was this fake news? Is it not correct, or has the Arkham website not been updated yet here? So we have still got a lot of unknowns right now here for what is exactly happening right now, at least on their website. And their website is, in my opinion, if I'm saying it correctly, connected with the on-chain data, not telling us right now that they have actually sold off their Bitcoin. So that would mean that we're right now seeing massive FUD happening on the market right now here. So if this is true, we will be, of course, it will be quite bad for Bitcoin, but there's a very big chance that this is just fake news. I mean, it is not fake that they did got the clearance of selling off their Bitcoins, but just like this guy also said in a reply, Jacob King, so 5 minutes after the clearance, they immediately sold off all their tokens, all their Bitcoin. Well, every other time they got clearance, it took them weeks and weeks to sell off their Bitcoin before they were able to do so. And if that is going to be the case this time around, of course, it's probably not going to happen, because Trump has also stated in his campaign that he will not allow any more Bitcoin selling happening from of the US government side here. So if that would be happening, and if it would right now mean that this is of course fake news and this is incorrect data, it would be ultimately extremely bullish. But anyways, if it is true, the selling has already happened and the most amount of selling is already behind us. And that would of course mean that we're not necessarily going to be dumping further from off this point here. So it's very important news which is currently playing out in the market. And honestly, if I'm looking at the Bitcoin price action right now here, while we're coming down here, we're seeing increased selling happening on the price action on Bitcoin, where we're basically creating lower highs and lower lows here. And at the same time, we're creating a slight little upper sloping trend here on the RSI. So what we're currently seeing on the imminent short term here is of course major FUD in the market. And historically, whenever FUD is peaking, which I also just tweeted about on my page here, because this is clearly true here. Remember, whenever peak FUD is there, so peak fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, it usually tends to be marking the bottom. And I mean, right now, there's a lot of panic happening in the market. We're seeing the price action of Bitcoin going continuously lower while we're creating actually hidden strength in the market right now here. And if we then do create a bounce, it would be likely to be happening from off such kind of a point here. And yeah, remember, we're currently sitting at a very important level of important support for Bitcoin. But of course, we could always break below these levels, but if we are going to be breaking below this very important support level on Bitcoin, it would definitely mean that we're going to be heading a little bit lower. But still, if you're looking at the 4-hourly time frame, Bitcoin is basically consolidating where we first of all created lower lows, but we have been creating a higher high. But if we're also going to create a higher low right now here, ultimately the trend is not necessarily going to be looking so bad for Bitcoin. But yeah, really what we're going to be looking at is this very important support box here, this orange box right here on the lower side. If we, however, break below this level, it's going to be quite bad for Bitcoin. But basically, we're still in this midst of the consolidation phase with right now some major FUD happening in the market. I mean, Arkham is clearly stating they have not sold their Bitcoins yet here, but I'm of course definitely going to be believing this on-chain data because why would this be false here since it's linked towards on-chain data? And really the reason why I tweeted about it is just to confirm it that these are rumors, because I also clearly stated these are rumors and not necessarily true news here. And that is why I want to break this down on today's video. And of course, if it is true news here, the selling has already happened, and I don't really believe there's a big reason to be panicking, since in 11 days from now on, we're going to get a pro-crypto president in office. But at the same time, Bitcoin on the daily time frame is just creating a major symmetrical triangle right now here, where it is exactly consolidating in, where we have basically bounced from every single time once we did touch the lower side of support. We are currently retesting that exact level again here. And it is a very big chance that we are going to be finding somewhat of support from this region. However, if we do bounce from this level, it would be very great here. And we're likely just going to be seeing a consolidation for the remaining of, let's say, January, maybe into February as well. Here we're going to see some consolidation. And if we're then going to create the symmetrical triangle, at a certain point we're going to be breaking out here. And whenever this breakout happens is, of course, the next major move for Bitcoin. Whether it's going to be the break of support line or whether it's going to be the break of the resistance line, we're about to be getting some major volatility on the market. But basically, right now what we're seeing is nothing necessarily very big here. We're just still in the midst of this consolidation phase here. And if we're going to compare it towards 2017, we've seen very similar consolidation back in then, while we were also in the middle of the bull market. And right now as well, if we're looking to the short-term holders P&L, 2 exchanges in a 24-hour summarization, whenever these charts are spiking, it tends to be meaning the market is likely finding a short-term bottom here. And I don't necessarily want to say it's a bottom in general, but it is at least a short-term bottom indicator. So Bitcoin still consolidating in the bigger things of it all here on the weekly time frame. And you can see it is currently retesting this major upward sloping resistance line, which right now flipped into support, of course, since we broke above it. And then if we're going to be looking at the spot Bitcoin ETF here, we saw some major outflows happening again here yesterday, contributing towards the massive drop we basically created. And right now we are seeing that basically, in general, we're still up heavily on the spot Bitcoin ETF here. But we're just seeing some slight outflows again happening. Not a lot from BlackRock, but major outflows, especially coming in from Fidelity. So very important to look at that here. And of course, if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any other altcoins right now in this market of time here, guys, the biggest opportunity to trade Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies is to do so on Blofin. Blofin is an exchange which allows you to trade up towards 100x in leverage and also many other altcoins here. And guys, first of all, I want you to check if it's available in your region. If it is, don't forget to check it out in the link in the description of today's video, because you can currently claim an insane $100,000 deposit bonus if you right now sign up an account using that link in the description of today's video. Further on, if we're just looking at the total balance of large holders, so $1 to $10,000 Bitcoin wallets, we're seeing a massive increasement right now here. And just like we saw in 2021, we also saw a massive increasement in that. As soon as this is going to be dropping, we're going to see an indication that whales are, of course, dumping their Bitcoin. But as long as they are not dumping their Bitcoin, I believe it's still a good market to be in. Then, of course, you can see this bullish pennant. Also on the chart, excluding Bitcoin and ETH here, but of course on the other charts here as well, you can see that Bitcoin is just creating a bullish pattern, and whenever this is going to be breaking out, we're just going to be having a massive breakout on the market, and that is really what I'm going to be focused on here. If I'm going to be seeing a breakdown or a breakout from this exact range here, we're going to be expecting a major move is going to be happening on the market. On the Bitcoin dominance is still consolidating, nothing very special happening right now here, but remember, the big breakouts before were usually happening on the January towards February or March towards April in the year after the halving for Bitcoin. So we're still actually very much on time here for altcoin season. It isn't necessarily very bad here. And Ethereum also still consolidating, nothing special happening. On the MVRVZ score, we can see that Ethereum has clearly not been overvalued yet here this cycle. And honestly, it does make a lot of sense that this is still going to be exploding later on in this cycle. So I am definitely not giving up here what is about to be coming true here. I do believe that still the biggest pushes higher are going to be happening. And remember, peak FUD usually marks the bottom. And that is what we're currently seeing right now here. There's a lot of FUD in the market, and I don't want you to be necessarily panicking right now here, because I do really see this as major opportunities in the market as well here. So yeah, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from it, don't forget to snap up that like button on today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.